Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. If you don't know me, my name is Portia, and my real thing is I help people find remote jobs. If you're interested in that, make sure to watch to the end of the video because I'm going to give you plenty of resources for you to be able to work from home legitimately. But we also react to the things going on in this crazy economy, y'all. And in this video, the girls are tired and the gentlemen, they're fed up. They don't care what the plan is. They don't have it figured it out, but the job is too bad to stay. Have you ever been in a situation like that? Have you ever quit with no notice? Let me know in the comments, but we're going to jump right in on why this first young lady said she's not going back after her lunch break. She's over it. So let's go ahead and get started.
I'm on lunch break at this new job and I will not be returning. I'm not going back up there, okay? It gave unemployed, but it did not give desperate. It never gave desperate. I used to be a huge job hopper. I stopped. Once I left my last job last year, I have been back to job hopping because I'm able to maintain without a traditional 9 to 5. However, I'm going on a bunch of vacations. I kind of want health insurance again. I'm like, let me just find a low maintenance job. It does not have to pay out the wall. A low maintenance job that I don't care about if they fire me because I have so many vacations back to back. That I'm not going to be stressed, overworked. It's going to be just something simple. Go there, call center, go home, right? So I found that pays weekly, which I was looking for, right? And it's been a hot mess, right? For one, they told us that there was going to be an orientation on Friday, right? So I was in Jacksonville. So I leave Jacksonville on Thursday to get back to Miami on Friday, just for them to text me as soon as I'm like 30 minutes from my house that they had to reschedule the orientation until Tuesday. Okay, whatever. So Monday they write us and they're like, okay, orientation is at 9 a.m. tomorrow. Then they come back and they say, actually, it's at 8:30, but your training is from 9 to 6 Monday to Friday, moving forward. We get to training, or we get to orientation. They tell us that actually training is going to be at 8 a.m., okay? So that's a huge jump. So it's going to be at 8 a.m.
Okay, first thing, y'all. If you watch the beginning of the video, she has something else going on where she doesn't necessarily need this job per se. So this makes a little more sense. Maybe she has a side hustle or her own business, and this is just supplementing what she typically does. And I've been in this situation before. A good spot to be in because you don't have to let these employers play with you. Always keep some jobs in y'all back pocket, y'all. Check the description box for job leads. But also, red flags, red flags. I'm thinking that this is a quick hire company. And when I say quick hire companies, these are companies that usually you can apply on a Monday. By Wednesday, they're interviewing you and they're giving you a start date sometime that following week. That's great if you want a quick process like that. But usually those kind of companies is going to be super chaotic and they have a high turnover rate for a reason. But let's go ahead and continue to see what happened here.
To give us a presentation, and she tells us our training's going to be at 9 a.m. So we just went from 9 a.m. to 8:30 to 8 a.m. back to 9 a.m. So the other guy comes back and he's like, no, it's 8 a.m., 8 to 4. Everybody write it down, 8 to 4. Just for us to come the next day and he said, actually, it's 8 to 5. Okay, so can we get on one accord? Like, I'm not a child. I'm not a child. This is not a fast food restaurant, right? From jump, there has been hella discrepancies with pay, bonuses that we're supposed to be getting, scheduling. The job description is supposed to just be customer service, and I feel like it's customer service with a mix of sales. They've just been giving us all, like, nobody's on one accord. We go start the training, right? Mind you, we start orientation is in a conference room. Training day 1, they tell us to go pick out our desk. We go pick out our desk, right? It's 4 of us during orientation. By training day 1, it's 3 of us because there was so much BS during orientation. They tell us to go pick out our desk, right? We go to our desk. Then they're like, we don't have y'all credentials. The person who's training y'all is in Minnesota, so we're just going to hook her up on virtual. They plug the computer into a flat screen TV and roll it over to us on the production floor. Mind you, there's people here who are in production taking calls, and you think that I'm going to be able to listen to this lady? Like, people are taking calls all around me. So at some point, I'm like, dude, like, none of us can hear. Like, we don't know what's going on. Like, why are we out here? And so they do move us into a classroom, but had I not said anything, he would have tried to, like, make that work. Mind you, this job is so freaking entry level. High schooler could do it, right? Like somebody who just has their GED or just graduated as 18 can do this, right? But these low maintenance jobs are always the one that tries to micromanage the most because it's people like low level rejects who got in a position of power and now they just want to abuse it. So basically, he's given us all these rules. This is during orientation about phone policy, which every call center has, bag policies, clean desk situation policy. Nothing can be on your desk. No purses, no bags, no nothing, no lunch. Everything has to go in a locker or in the refrigerator. Mind you, the break room is 2 feet big. There's literally 14 chairs in there, and you got however many people in here, right? Mind you, it's one girl in our position in this office. Everybody else there's 4 other people in Minnesota. They're so short-staffed, right? And in the orientation, he's telling us, how they have a high turnover and how they're very strict with their policies because this is a call center and everybody's like, you can replace people easy with call centers. Okay, like, thanks for that. Like, that makes me want to work here. So training day 1, so we had orientation training day 1. He comes in to us after lunch and he's like, hey, I know I told y'all have to have y'all lockers by the end of the week, but you actually need to have them by tomorrow because somebody complained that they saw y'all with y'all phones when y'all were leaving out to lunch. So somebody complained that they saw us leaving from this conference room to the break room with our phones. And he was like, you have to have it in a locker. Even if it was in a locker, to get from the locker to the break room, you have to walk through the production floor. Like, there's never going to be a time where, like, you don't go on the production floor with your phone, like, if you're walking out. So it's like, why are y'all complaining? And then he's like, it's a no bag policy, so everything's gonna have to go in the locker. You can't have anything. I'm like, is it really that serious? So we're sitting with the lady shadowing her. Mind you, they have three of us shadowing this one lady because she's the only one in office, right? And so I'm talking to her because she waits like 35 plus minutes for a call. So I'm like, if the calls are that spread out, y'all don't really have a high call volume. Like, what do you do? And then, like, how do you, like, waste your time? Like, how do you take up your time or whatever, since you can't listen to music or anything? And she was like, well, to be honest, I used to use computer to look at other stuff. They told me I couldn't do that. I could only use a computer for business use. And then she said she brought a crossword puzzle, and they told her it's a clean desk policy, so she couldn't have the crossword puzzle either. So you can't have anything on your desk. So while I'm waiting 40 minutes for a call, I just have to sit here. I can't even have a book. Like, come on. At this point, that is just micromanaging. That is just trying to be mean and dictatorship. Like, y'all are doing too much for this low-level call center. Like, entry level, like, beyond lower than entry level. Like, every job that I've had in the past besides Wendy's has been better than this. And I was going to try to stick it out until my vacation, but they lost me at the pay because they told me to pay. I have emails just for me to be talking to the other girls, and their pay was significantly lower than mine. And they were like, they probably didn't explain to you that there's a shift diff, so you're only going to get paid that higher amount for every hour you work after X time. They didn't explain that to me, but that's exactly what it is. So they made it seem like I was getting paid more than what I was by not explaining the shift diff, right? That's a bait and switch, right? I'm not driving all the way from Miami-Dade to Broward County to be making $2 less than what I thought, right? Then they tell us we get bonuses, incentives, or whatever. We don't. Well, the lady tells us we do. Then we go talk to the girl on the floor, and she was like, I don't know nothing about no bonus. Girl, like I said, it gave unemployed, but it never gave desperate. Now, what I will say is the break room, as tiny as it is, they got some good snacks in there, and they're not overcharging. Y'all know these break rooms be taxing on their snacks just because we be hungry. But no, normal prices. I mean, this bag of chips and this was like $3.50. That's pretty good. Okay, y'all, I'm back home and I forgot to add. So there is no trainer for this position, basically, because everybody quit. So the lady who's training us in Minnesota is actually just a team lead, right? And she's using these PowerPoints from 2019. So every 5 seconds, she's like, okay, this isn't up to date. This is wrong. This is wrong. We need to update this. We need to update that. Like, why would y'all not do that before we came? Then she decides to let us listen to calls, y'all. The calls are so bad. Like, and after every call, she's like, yeah, that wasn't a good one. That wasn't a good one. Well, why didn't you find the good ones before you started showing them to us? And then when she's doing the PowerPoint, she's like, there's supposed to be a video here, but there's not, so let me go find it. Like, just so unorganized. It's like, I could do disorganized, just sitting there to get a check if it's worth it, but it's not worth it because the pay was wrong, right? And pretty much that. The pay was wrong and the schedule was off. So I'm back home about to take a nap.
Okay, y'all. Well, she definitely made her case. It was so much going on that she talked about. Let's start from number one. I can't believe they had her going through all of this and this was an actual in-person job. My mind just be so locked into remote work from home jobs, y'all, that the fact that she was going through this and had to actually drive to somebody's office is crazy to me. So many red flags as far as them switching the pay, them not doing a training process, them not allowing your phone on you. And I know that there are some circumstances where you just can't have your phone at your desk. But to me, those are very, very specific circumstances. Like if you work with highly confidential information or you are required to have absolute attention to what you're doing, like if you're an air traffic controller. But if you're just working in a call center, they should do the background checks. Let people have their phones on them, even if they can't be out on the desk. If someone calls me, if it's an emergency, I need to be able to reach my family. But she did the right thing. That was a lot, y'all. And I'm sure she found something else. If you're going to go through this, especially don't go through this in person. Work from home. There's tons of companies. I have a quick hire company list at my website. Check out the description box below. But we're going to go ahead and move on to the next, y'all.
And yes, I quit my job without having another job. It is not the end of the world. You want to know why I quit my job? Because my mental health was depleting. I said I wasn't even going to come on here and talk about it. But you know what? We're here now. So yes, I put in my resignation. No, I did not have a backup plan. I did. I do. But has it came through yet? No. But another reason, I wasn't going to do another one of those one-on-one meetings. Because if I can't move up in a company and have tried another little mid-year check-in bullshit when they tried to tell me that I ranked number 8. Well, they didn't try to tell me. They did tell me. I ranked number 8 out of 102 people. So when I tried to get a different position, they didn't give me the position, talking about they chose other candidates and didn't get no feedback as to why. And then tried to be trained in specialty calls and couldn't. You're cut. You're cut. And then tried to tell me that I wasn't professional. Yeah, I wasn't professional to y'all bitch ass. I was not. I'd have cussed out every damn body. Well, in a professional way. But yes, I'd have cussed out my boss, her boss, HR, the employee relations, because y'all aren't for your people. Then I'm taking twice, if not 3 times more than calls than everybody else because y'all try to tell me that I'm efficient. But with the same pay, you're cut. You're cut.
Well, y'all, we can definitely tell she was fed up with this job. So it was probably for the best for them to both split. But it is really discouraging when you want a higher position and you know you're a good employee and they tell you're a good employee by giving you more work, but when it comes time to promote you, they don't have anything available, or you're just not the right fit, or it's going to take more time. So I totally feel her. She says she has something else lined up, or she's waiting on something else lined up. So at least she has something out there, which I always tell y'all, make sure you guys have something else out there in case you have to have one of these moments. But let's move to the next now.
I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to cry, break down. I don't know. But I quit my job yesterday. I got called into HR to get offered a demotion for a position that I had not even started. I was still in training because they wanted to put somebody else in that position. These work environments are toxic. It is a war on African American women. I don't care who you are or what you think. I know for a fact because I have been in it. It started July 7th and it has not stopped. So I quit my job yesterday. I walked away from my job, and I want you all to know something. I will wholeheartedly let my car get repossessed. I will not have car insurance. I will go without before I suffer in another toxic work environment. I will go without before I suffer in a toxic work environment. So if you are out there and you see this and you think that it is okay to suffer in a work, it is not. It is not. And I will never do that shit again. I will 10 out of 10 quit every time. So if you're out there and you're going through it, baby, I know what it feels like. The most peace I've had was today since starting that job. Sisters, this is your sign to get up.
Now, you know it's bad when you rather quit your job than keep your car. So, toxic work environments. You know what, y'all? I can't say that I've worked in a toxic work environment before. Not where it was so toxic where I would just quit. Now, I've had work environments where the workload increased, but with her, it sounds like it's the people that she's working with, her management, maybe her coworkers. But you gotta have your peace. That's one thing I will say. You gotta have your peace. But in a case like this, I would really recommend, before quitting, I would try to get FMLA, take a leave of absence, use all the benefits you can before you just leave. And I don't know what else was going on, but if she feels discriminated against, there are steps you can take, like filing with the EEOC or EOC, one of those, y'all. But you gotta do what you gotta do for your peace. But before you take a drastic step like that, if this is a situation similar to this, try to see what your options are before you walk away. So we're gonna look at another person now, guys. Let me know what y'all think. Have y'all ever left a toxic work environment? Do you regret it? Do you wish that you filed a claim or looked at all your options before you left? Let me know in the comments.
I'm going to quit my job right now, and you're going to listen to the conversation.
Yes, hello?
Hey, Kevin, this is Johan calling.
Yes, hey, how you doing?
Hey, not bad, man. Hey, I'm just calling to let you know, man, I got a job offer somewhere else, and I think I'm going to take it up.
And what? And you're gonna...
Yeah, I'm accepting a job offer elsewhere. It's local, pays better, home every day. You know, something I can't really pass up.
All right. I do have an opening coming up in the local work 3 days a week. Are they going to give you 3 days a week?
No, they're gonna give me 5, but it's Monday to Friday, and I'm pretty sure, and it's, you know, from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. I'm not sure that's a schedule you can accommodate.
Yeah, okay.
You know?
Alrighty, how much notice are you going to provide here?
Oh, well, I'm not going back. I'm just gonna start with them on Monday.
Yeah, that's pretty shitty, man. That's pretty shitty.
I understand, man, but it's not really much I can do here. You know, the sleeping over the road stuff I signed up for, I understand, but I got to think about myself here too. I know it's not convenient for you.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, just that kind of karma comes back, and, you know, burning your bridges here. If you go and you don't like this so much, I had a 3-day work week available for you. And, you know, just be aware, burning bridges like this in your career is not a good idea.
I understand, man, but, you know, I got to put myself first sometimes. It's not all about burning bridges.
Well, okay, well, that's your option, man. That's your option, man. So I get it. Thanks so much. I don't know. Just best of luck.
All right, man. Appreciate it. Take it easy.
Yeah, goodbye.
Bye. Did he say that type of karma comes back to me? Okay. He told me that 3-day work week schedule was going to up in maybe 1 year. 1 year. I have to call and quit for you to offer me that? And I promise you that if I was going to get fired, I wouldn't get a 2 weeks notice. That's not going to happen. And you know what? I'm so glad I quit now, because these are the true colors that I was going to run into further down the line sooner or later. Anyway, thank you for tagging along.
Now, this here was wild, y'all. That man said that you'll get this karma back. Like, what? Now, I don't know if who he was resigning to actually owns the company or something, but I would hope so, because I don't see why any other person who works for another company would say something like that to another person, or why you would feel that upset. And it's just crazy, because like he said, if they were going to fire him, they wouldn't say, hey, we're going to fire you. You have 2 weeks to find something else. No, it's you're fired right now. We're doing what's best for the company. But when the situation is reversed, it's all, oh, well, you're burning bridges and you shouldn't operate like this in your career. Now, I'm not telling anybody to just resign with no notice. That's usually and should be a worst case, last case scenario. But if you come across a better opportunity, if your mental health is just in the trash, sometimes you have to do what you have to do. Now, if you work in a industry where it is very small and everyone kind of knows each other, that good old boys club, that's something different. But it's just the nerve, like the complete nerve. Because again, if they were going to fire him, it wouldn't be, we're going to give you 2 weeks, we're going to give you 30 days. And he's talking about a position that will open in a year. Like, sir, are you serious? Are you serious? But it sounds like the person he was speaking with was a little older, and the boomers, I think, do or did things a lot differently than where we are now. But that was crazy, y'all. What do you now? Before we get to our last video, you guys, I'm going to show you the job resources that I talked about earlier. FYI, Remote Jobs, that's my website, you guys. But this right here is the paid membership. It is a Patreon, and in this Patreon, there is a free tier, as you can see, where I list job leads for free. But if you are a paid member, that is where the gold is, you guys. I give you 25 plus remote job leads. So if you're working in somebody's office miserable, or if you're working from home miserable and want to switch it up, you need this membership. It is only $19.99 per month, and if you use code member, you will get 50% off your first month. And guess what, y'all? You can try it for free. 7-day free trial. Cancel at any time without being charged, because I know how fire my membership is. But make sure to go ahead and check it out. And let's tune in for this last video. You know I like to leave it off on a good note, so this is going to end with a smile, you guys.
I quit my 6-figure career and now I'm a coffee barista. I know, every corporate millennial's dream. What can I say? I'm living it. Even though I have no idea what I'm doing with my life, I don't know what's next, I'm always lost, I always feel uncertain, I'm in the unknown. It's days like today where I have to remind myself that This is the life that I wanted and that I dreamed for when I was working that miserable corporate job. I get to meet all types of different people each time I work. I love making coffee. I love using the espresso machine, and I'm grateful. I'll take this over pointless Zoom meetings, Excel files, making PowerPoint decks any day. Even though I'm still struggling to pay off my credit card debt, I'd take this life over that life any day.
So y'all, as y'all can see, this man left a 6-figure job to serve coffee. I'm sure it's more to it than that. Please, any baristas, don't get on me. But you see how happy he looks, y'all? It just goes to show that money is not everything. Sometimes you have to go for your passion. Now, he's let y'all know that pouring the coffee is not paying how his previous job used to pay. But do you see the joy? Do you see the peace? Now, I don't know what this man's situation is, if he has children, if he's married, what responsibilities he has other than that credit card debt. So we all can't just hop and do what we want to do, but sometimes we can make plans. We can find what our passion is. We could try to find what our purpose is. And while we're doing that, figuring that out, we can work in a job that we hate a little bit less. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please make sure to like and subscribe to this page. Let me know what your favorite video was. And don't forget to check out my Patreon if you're in the job market, or let somebody else know who you know is in the job market. But I hope you guys enjoy. I'll see y'all later. Bye.